Hey guys, welcome back and let's have a look at what price actions like, or what have we missed in the AM session, what I have missed basically. Okay, let me just check that everything's working here. Okay, let us see. Let's have a look. Alright, I'm going to jump quickly. First, what I want to do is just take my face off here and just jump to the 4 hours quickly, just to see. Alright, so we've got these equal highs still equal lows here. That's the daily, that the weekly opening gap there. Okay, so I'm going to take this off, not too worried about that. Equal lows. Alright, so what we've done so far on the 4 hourly, we've got this fair value gap, which obviously at this point telling us to be bearish on this. And remember, we broke through this key level here, we've gone down, we've run through it, spike. We literally spiked through the low here, spiked through the high, and now it seems like we consolidating. Maybe this thing will consolidate till tomorrow and then drop further to take these lows. And but that's just on the 4 hour. Let's just look on the hourly quick. We could see a pullback in here into so 50% of this fair value gap's dotted line, so we haven't pulled back really to there yet, but this could be the time for us to go all the way to 50% before we want to go down. So in actual fact, this candle down here basically just induce people to go short, then pull back, then come back. And obviously anybody who took a long up here also got stuck into this trade. I believe, if I just look at this, that we could see a price up into those highs and then come down to target these lows. Alright, so with that, let's go back to the 1 minute. Let me first look at the 15 minutes here. Just want to take all of this off. Okay, so there's a fair value gap up here. But y'all, let's see. So this low already took these out. This high took these highs out. Now we like sitting between two gaps. And so I believe we would go up. So my bias right now on a 1 minute would be to target this high into this 50% and then see some sort of a sell-off here. That's what I see now. Not sure if we're going to get that. And I mean, just looking at this is liquidity right there. There's fair value gaps up here, and then 50%. I mean, this is all liquidity here to go all the way up there. But for now, short-term liquidity would obviously be here, and then the next one would be this high, and then we can go all the way up to 50%. So target for 50% is that 226 level. Maybe for now the 155 and 2011. So let's do this. Target 1. Target 1 is at 20, what will I call it? What did we say? 2011. Right, so then target 2 at 20, what did we say? I think it was this 155, yeah, 2155. Okay, so those are the levels I'm watching to see price go up first. So all we got to do now is let's mark these out and see if we're actually going to get to those levels. Alright, so those are the two levels. I've marked them out. Maybe I'll just write here target 1 and target 2 so you can see it. Target 1 and target 2. Right, now it's just us reading price again all the way to those levels. Alright, so I would like to see price close like it closed here and not spike through that. Like that is not the type of behavior I would like to see, to be honest. But let's see if we can get that push up again. Okay, so we close above there. I'm going to take a trade here. I'll put my stop loss there. And I'll put my take profit. Well, let's see if we can get to the second target here today. Guys, this is obviously again not financial advice. This is just me, you know, putting these things on, part of my journaling process here, and to learn. So for me, what's key, this high we close. I know we spiked here, but we close above there. That tells me we most likely want to go higher. This black candle here hopefully will hold price for us, and I'm keen to keep my stop below the swing point here. If I get stopped out, would be one of those things, I guess, but let's see, because if you look at this, sorry, I just want to take a face off again. Even if you take the spikes high into here, you'll see it forms another relatively equal high there. So let's see if we can get price to move up from here. And let's see. Okay, so don't like the way it's rejecting or struggling, and the reason I also think we're going to go higher is because we've run lows, you know, down here, and now we've run this liquidity. Now we would create higher lows, and then want to see price go up there. I haven't looked at what happened in AM, so I wasn't in front of the chart, so I don't know if it was a good day for people or was it a bit of a mess. But I'll have a look. Come on. Okay. So there's a few key things here. 50% of this week we need to go through it, and then obviously close above this high. Then I reckon we'll go higher here. And then if we close above here, I think we could go to target 2. I know sometimes the game or the trade looks good, but we've seen in this last few weeks where we're right there at liquidity, trade's looking good, all of that, and then in a second just before it turns around and go the complete opposite direction. Not just by just stopping us out, but completely change direction. So let's see if we can get some movement up and then get our stop to break even. Price action is a bit tight here, so I can't really move my stop. I think my stop is tight already. I would probably feel more comfortable putting a stop down here, but I've used that, so hopefully we can get price going up, and then this stop we can bring up a little bit, but I need to see price go through that high first. Yeah, so what I do through my trades, so what I do is I've got my stop here. I need to violate this high, not just spike through it, because we could spike and come back down. I need this to go and take that target. If we take that target, I will either move it to the latest swing that took us there, or just move it to break even. This is not a great setup, but normally if there's a fair value gap that gets inverted and we take out a high, I move my stop to break even immediately, because that should hold. If it doesn't, then we're either going to move sideways or we can change direction. So, and through our move up to the second target, if we make new swing lows, I'll move my stop, in profit under those swing lows. But I will keep in mind fair value gaps and not just any swing lows. So I'm very specific to the swing lows, but yes, to answer that question, I do trail my stops. rally time. Okay, well, hope so. Then we on the right side of the market here. Looking at price, pretty slow moving price, to be honest. Can't wait for the market to turn so we can get some decent moves. What I talk about decent moves is when you run liquidity, you reverse, and it doesn't take hours to get there. But yeah, so let's keep an eye. We close the targets here. I don't know, anybody on the live stream in the chats, let me know how was the AM price action. Was it sloppy? Was there good opportunities, or is it just a mess still? So as you guys can see, this slow grind up, I've seen this so many times, and then suddenly get this big spike, take all those lows out, and then continue higher. Great. I see someone says A+ for AM. Great work. Right, so that's good if there was A+. I missed the AM session today, so I'll be at it next week again. Guys, just keep an eye tomorrow. I might not be live. If I'm live, I'll set a notification out. Obviously, if you're on my Telegram and all of that, I'll notify you guys. But because it's Friday, there's news tomorrow, so maybe there's opportunity. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to actually conduct a full live stream. Slowly getting at the target, then stop. Okay, let's see. Great, another great work. It seems like everybody had some nice trades on the AM session, which is good. I feel like I should have been there to actually be one of those as well. But anyways, guys, normally when price gets close to a relatively equal highs or liquidity, you'll see price spike through it or punch through it quite quickly, and it either continues or reject very quickly. This that we get, this slow grind all the way there and then stop right in front of it is not ideal. Don't like it. Remember what I said earlier, slow grind up, maybe some big move down, taking all the lows out, and then go there. So hopefully that's not what we're going to see now, because obviously I'll be annoyed if I get stopped out here and then go to target. Alright, I want to see this candle close up here. Maybe this is just a little bit of a pullback. If we close above that 50% of that black candle, I'll be happy. We've got still 15 seconds to go here. Don't like what it's doing now. I've seen similar things like this happen before and then completely reverse. Like I expected, as I said earlier, it's amazing how you can say something and it happens. But anyways, the fact that we've seen price close below this little swing, we'll probably see price go lower here. And we've got these lows. Let me take my screen off here. I mean, this is the other set of equal lows. And then we've got a higher high, higher low, higher high. Maybe this is the higher low to go higher, to create that trend line of liquidity there as well. Or we just smash right through to go through down to this targets. Okay, so we keep falling here. So let's see. Let's see if we can mark this out. Let's see if 50% holds, or is it going to break through that? Guys, this doesn't happen often where you see price get to a target and then completely reverse. I mean, it does happen, and I always mention it, but and I always try to keep my stop as tight as possible. And in theory, this high, the minute we break through it, I should have been at break even. I would have been out at break even. I left my stop where it was. And the reason I did that was basically because there was no fair value gap that got inverted here. So, but that's a key rule to basically stick to. Closing below this, I think we're going to go down here. Let's see. Really hate it when it does this. If we close below, like I say, see, we didn't close below these lows. That's the other thing I would look at. I mean, we'll keep an eye on this and see how it behaves now. Yeah, it's pretty much about, range bound now. But, I mean, this could possibly continue lower here. Obviously go to this fair value gap up here. And let's see. That fair value gap would be in a nice premium place to short from. And then we target these lows here. If we obviously close above that, then hopefully we'll see price moving up here again. Let me just go to the other contract. The reason I jump around from this, it's clean. Don't have many drawings on there. I mean, can take this stuff off here. Boom, boom, boom. That's old drawings. Alright, so we've got these equal highs up here. These were my main levels when we started this week. And obviously this gap down here. So what I wanted to show, I spoke about it earlier. The reason I'm bullish on this 1 minute is because if you take this high here and you take it down to the swing low, 50% is right there, and we haven't really gone there yet. So I would like to see price to go in there. There's a little gap there, and then possibly selling off to go lower. I don't like, if you look at this, to in a discount to look for shorts. This is very deep discount, so it would make sense for me to go to this high and then drop from there. And there's a fair value gap up here, and 50% of that fair value gap is right above that high, and that's where my targets are based on. But I can be wrong, guys, so let's just have a look. Give it some time to breathe. Alright, so let's just give it some time here. Goes on that double bottom. Again, this swing, I don't think we even made it to 50% yet. No, so we're close to 50%, but we haven't done it yet, so we haven't got there. So be as it may, if it wants to drop here, that's fine. Then it must just go to that liquidity and then do what it needs to do. I do think momentum is shifting to the downside. Looking at it, I just don't know if we're gonna, just get stuck in a sideways move here till 4 p.m. and then when I stop my live stream, we'll see some nice moves. But then I'm again not there, so I can't trade it. All right, so much for these targets. I mean, we can still run up the page here. So this fair value gap is still intact. There's a high here. If we close above that high, I'm sure we'll invert this to go higher. And this high and that little high with that fair value gap, those are liquidity, and we haven't filled that gap yet. So that's pretty decent magnet for price to get there. And then we just need to see how it behaves here in that fair value gap. Okay, so interesting for me to see what we're gonna do at this low here. We're gonna close below this low, then these lows are target, and if we close below those, and then we'll probably see price going lower here. Like watching paint dry, you're 100%. It's probably the boring part about trading is when price doesn't, print liquidity on both sides, and you're excited for price to actually run one or get to one, and then price does nothing. It goes slowly up, right before it turn away, and now we're going. Okay, now we're sideways. Now we don't know. Are we breaking up to go there? Are we to manipulate to move down? But you'll see again. Wait till we get to the 4 o'clock mark. But then I don't want to take a trade then. So So this push down was that macro time did get to those lows, but now it's doing nothing. Guys, don't forget to hit me a like on the stream, it helps. And it's obviously greatly appreciated. And thanks for everybody that's joining and supporting the channel. Maybe we want to go up again. Who knows? I promise you guys, we sit in front of the charts and I'll sit here till 4 because I'm streaming it. If I wasn't streaming it, I look at this price action. It's better to go watch a movie or something else and then come back tomorrow again and see what maybe happened in the last few minutes and see if there's anything in London and then into New York. I mean, the other benefit from watching, price or drying paint, whichever way you want to describe it, you shouldn't come and sit and watch price doing nothing and try to force something within that and think you're going to get lucky, because obviously then you're not trading, you're just gambling, right? But it's always also good, and that's what I'm trying to do, to say, all right, price is doing nothing. I know where the liquidity is. Let's see how it behaves at certain levels. Like now, this fair value gap. Are we going to invert this to go back up there? And anybody who's new, who doesn't know the inversion here, is if it's a blue block, it's a fair value gap. If it's orange, it's an inverted fair value gap. Now, the fact is the body must close, in this case, above this fair value gap to be an inverted fair value gap. Then you turn a fair value gap into an IFVG. If we just spike through it and close back in it, then that fair value gap is holding price. But yeah, so one thing we did see now, and I said it earlier, I said if we close above this candle, we're most probably going to invert this fair value gap. And I need to see where that candle closed before I can change it. Pretty much certain we'll invert this. So this is IFVG now. And that tells me next target's going to be our actual target here. Be nice to see some sort of a test here, to maybe buy it again. Silly me, but anyways. Right, if we can get my target there, then I'll be... Okay, well, let's push it up there. Reason I'm pushing it up, I'll close it. If we spike through there, then I'll just manually close it. So you should wait for the test of this IFG. I did not do that, which is not a good trade then. But when you enter down here and we break through there and we close above it, you can move your stop to break even, and then you can target the next target. In this case, I want to see where price is going. And we're most probably going to come to that test now. And there's the test. So now you want to see that rejection up there and this high. The minute we spark whatever, touch through it, you move your stop to break even here. And I would normally close my trade if this black candle goes and close below this IFG. Or in this case, I'll look for this as fair value gap down here. Okay, so now we want to see price go up. And not get stuck. Right, so we formed that swing low in the IFG here. In theory, you don't want to see price to go down there, so I'm happy to put my stop at the 50% mark there. Or maybe someone in the trading room sits there and see, guys, Neil's got his stop in. Okay, so now we know where to go to. But anyways, if you stop me out now, then what can you do? You've got to put stops in, right? Just annoying if you get stopped out and it doesn't make sense really. Come on, take us to this line. Take us to the line. Come on, go close below, above that. It's amazing how price will play with your mind. I promise you, if I close this trade, you'll see how this price rallies right up through both target 1 and 2 in 1 second. But I always say, guys, if you got a strategy, you got a plan, you got to stick to it. You cannot deviate from that. That is awesome news for someone who got funded and received the funds. Great work. Good work, man. Alright, it's always good to see people get funded and actually getting paid. Okay, so we want to see a close above that line that we drew there. That will tell me, oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. Now, we can't. Okay, I'm just moving it to stop break even because I need this to keep closing above, close higher to send price up. Okay, so we close above it, so we might go to our second target there. Okay, so 2.5 is right there, so I'm leaving it, trying to get to our second target here. Push, baby, push. So this is the difference, guys. If I stuck to my rules earlier and moved my first stop to break even, I would have been out of the trade at break even. And now I'm at break even this trade, and I could have taken profit over 1,000 already on that. But now, because I lost 800 earlier, just in profit now. So I'm going to see if I can hold this to that second target, and yeah, let's see if it plays out. If this black candle come and close below that line now, we most probably just gonna do the downside move again, but let's see. One thing to keep in mind that I think could hold price is this gap, which is a fair value gap. I'm taking that off, so let's see if we can bounce there. Guys, if we bounce there and we take this high out, my stop goes right there. Okay. Remember now, if that white candle's low stay where it is, that blue block, that fair value gap, because nothing filled the gap yet, that's going to be a good magnet for price. So don't put your stop inside of the fair value gap, because it could easily come back and just spike in it and then continue higher. So you would try to keep your stop below the fair value gap. Okay, so I'm taking this off because that's done. Target one's done. Now we need to see what's happening here. And this is what we've been speaking for weeks now. So look at this high. This high, we close above that and we formed a fair value gap. That is an entry box. So we want to see price test that. That's where you enter it. And you can then target this high or higher. And then you put your stop below this white candle. actually put it there. That's right there, right? Just below that white candle that created the fair value gap. So now I'm actually in profit. Hopefully it doesn't prove me wrong now, but hopefully we can see that bounce from there to go higher. Oh gosh. Alright, well, not look, it's a profit, but it's not the best. It's $300, but it's fine. It's not the end of the world. For 50%, that's it. Alright, let's see if we can get to that target now. So the other thing is making money is one thing on trading. The other thing that I think psychs me most is if you can call the market correctly. Okay, what's important for me here with price action is these bodies. See how it holds the 50% of that fair value gap. That is bullish. 50% of this wick, we can get price spike into that and then close up again. Alright, let's see the next candle. See, we've basically gone to that 50%, spike through it, close above that midpoint again. So now I want to see price close above that swing point. Then we're going to go higher. If we close below this point, then we invert this fair value gap to go lower. Expectation is to see this top one close over because we want to go to our target. And I've explained earlier why I think we should go up there first. And but we all know the market's got its own ways, so it doesn't have to go there. It could go straight down like that. Maybe that's just running liquidity. If it closes back into that fair value gap, then we could expect price to go higher. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off, that off. This looks like a turning point to me. Okay, which is fine. Alright, so now let's see what price does. Looks like a pretty strong move to the downside here. And we might come all the way down here. Okay, so I'm not using those. What I am going to mark out here is going to be this gap here. And I do think if we close below this swing point here, okay, looks like another IFG here. Oh gosh. Okay, let's see where we close. We could go back into this fair value gap up here. That's a pretty big one. Just test price. Alright, so both these blocks at this point in time is both fair value gaps. But let's see, we could come all the way to this 50% and then invert this to go lower. Right, so where was that? Okay, let's see. Looks like we closed below that. That's your IFG. To move lower, this is just a fair value gap. It's a good fair value gap because we haven't filled it yet, so there's liquidity in there. Boom, 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 boom. We need to close below this. We're spiking at this point. Let's see if we can close below it. Okay, so we basically tested that fair value gap, just the bottom end, and we sliced through that IFG again. So now we want to see a close below this swing point here, and then we'll happy to see price going lower. Okay, so far we're only spiking through these lows. We're not closing, so we gotta wait. I mean, let's see if we're gonna get some momentum at some point, or alright, so if we're gonna go down, I mean, we've got these lows down here. We've got these lows right here. So hopefully we see some nice move down. Yeah, let's see. Alright, looks like we want to get some momentum now. See, now we can see price run this high into 50% of that, and come back down, or we just move sideways. Alright, so next thing is going to be this layer. Let's see something here on the VWAP. See, price has been pretty much sideways, and the VWAP's pretty flat as well. Okay, let's see if we can close below that low, and then see if this candle creates a fair value gap through that low. Okay, nothing yet. Okay, see how this inverted fair value gap 50%, we literally stopped there, and it's also 50% of this wick, which tells me that we might see price going lower here. I need to see it close below those swing points down there, these ones here. Right, last 15 minutes. Oh, we're stuck again. Watch, it's gonna wait for that last 1559, then something's gonna happen. Price is pretty stuck right now. Come on, give us some action, something to talk about. I mean, if you don't move, I can't say anything. Then it becomes a dead stream. Right, let's see if we can close below that low there. Or we're just gonna not do anything. Okay, let's see. Still nothing. Come on. Come on. Right, so we're going into that macro time now at 1550. And let's see if we can get some action. Right, here we go. Let's see. Push, push, push. There we go. Let's see if we can go. Let's see if we can go to these lows now. Push. Hope it's not a spiky candle. Okay, now let's see if we can get more. Okay, see if we can push. So close, so close. Can't stop now. Push, push, push. Push. Go for it, go for it. I know you can. I know you want to. Do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Push through it. Nice big spike. There we go. Go, go, go. And that is... that, my friends, that feels like a wrap. I mean, there's 8 minutes left. I don't know what market's gonna do. We run through these lows that we've marked out earlier. These ones are gonna drop further. Didn't get up to target 2, but be as it may, I was hoping to get to target 2 first and then come down. But it seems like the market had other plans. Alright, so I think that's it. I'm not going to sit and see what it does now because there's like 7 minutes left. I think I'm going to let you guys go, and yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for your support, and I'll see what the market does through AM, and I'll see if I can be online tomorrow, but I'll set up a notification, so just keep an eye on my channel and see if I scheduled anything for tomorrow. Otherwise, if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great week, and yeah, don't overtrade and be safe. Take care, guys. Cheers. Bye bye.